Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, oh, I'm so excited. I have the Beauty Bay Opulence palette that I'm gonna be doing a look and a review for you today. Not gonna lie, I bought this because I have major regret on decluttering my Book of Magic palette. If you watch my declutters, you see when I was moving, I did like a pretty rough declutter. Like, I was decluttering everything I could just so we would be carrying less to our next place. And but the Book of Magic was one of the ones I decluttered, and it sold pretty fast on my Depop. So I'm really sad I don't have it, but I'm so glad that I picked this one up because look at this gorgeous color story. How gorgeous is this color story? It definitely looks like the Book of Magic palette, but maybe its older, darker sister. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Every time I open this up and look at it, I'm just like, it just, something. I think it's just the mix between, I love that in this one too, it has more of the golds, and just the golds around in here just would look so gorgeous with the purples and the blues. And I like that you can get a neutral look out of it too. They did include like a lighter brown or more mid-tone brown, and then you have that deeper brown where you can make a neutral look with a whole bunch of these golds. So I think today I'm going to go in and maybe use the purples in my crease, but I think I might take this blue here and called Revival and probably put that'll probably be the shimmer I use all over my lid. And then I'll try and use one of these gold shades, maybe from my inner corner, maybe Champagne or Crush. I'm not sure which one yet. The Crush one looks like it has a pinky or a purple undertone to it, so it might be that one that I'll put in my inner corner today. I'm going to use my usual rougher brushes just because those are my favorites. They're my favorite brushes to use. And I just know that they perform really good at blending my eyeshadows. It really helps pick up the pigment, and I just know they perform really good. So that's why I always use my roughers. And they'll help, especially with the formulations here with the purples and stuff. You know, it's always harder to formulate purples. A lot of palettes that do purples, they come out patchy and everything. So that's why I'm using my favorite brushes that I know blend really good for me. So I'll know whether or not this is a good palette. But first I'm going to start off with, I guess, RSVP. I'm just going to take that as like a transition shade to put in my crease. I don't think it's necessarily going to show up, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come up darker than it is in the pan. But I always do some type of transition shade, so that's why I just went with that one. It's the lightest shade in the palette, so. Okay. Now that I've put that transition shade down, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Flapper. It is the lightest and brightest of the purples. I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my transition shade. Picked up pretty good pigment here. Hopefully I'm not using too big of a brush, but I do want it to be a little bit blown out. So far it seems to be like a pretty good purple. Might take some of those blues on my lower lash line just to test them out. Maybe I'll do the pop of blue on my lower lash line that way we can test out some of the blue shadows and see how they do too. I am going in with like a lighter hand, like I'm just doing like one little touch into the palette because these are such deep shades and I have a fairer skin tone. Sometimes if you lay down too much pigment, it can be harder to blend out. So I'm trying to just do like one little dunk at a time and then building it up from there if I want it more pigmented. I'm going to go with my rougher number 14 now, which is just a little bit of a smaller blending brush. And I'm going to take they both look deep. I'm gonna go with Dandy, I think, which is kind of like a mid-tone one, and put that more precisely in my crease, just to give my crease more definition. Y'all know that I had to use the purples because purples are just my favorite. So I have to use them to see how they are. I go back into that first brush I used just to brush over my crease. Go into the smallest rougher brush I have, and this is the number 13. I'm going to take the deepest purple I see here, which is Speakeasy. It looks like a very deep, like maroon type purple. I was going to use like this type of purple, but I want to try Speakeasy and see how it looks. And if I don't like it, I'll mix it with the other purple just to see how it does. But this looks like a very deep purple, and it looks like it's almost in the same family. And I want to see how this really deep purple performs too. It'll be a very deep, sultry look. This was the perfect shade to go on with. It was definitely the perfect shade to go in with because it's matching the other purples really good. That other one I felt like was a little bit brighter purple. I didn't know if it would match these purples as good. It's looking so good. Now I'm gonna go with my glitter glue. I always use glitter glue. Doesn't matter what shades, what palette I use. I use glitter glue with Pat McGrath too because I just don't like fallout. You're less likely to get fallout if you use a glitter glue before you put down your shimmers. That way you don't get fallout all over your face. Hopefully this looks good, you guys. I'm going to go into the shade Revival, which is this one right here, and I'm going to stick it all over my lid. I think that looks good. Take a little bit more glitter glue. Going to do my other eye now. I'm going to take on the other side of my brush just a tad bit of the purple shimmer to put on my outer corner just to marry the blue and the other together. So I'm going to go in with this deeper purple shimmer called Decadent. I'm just going to put it on the very outer corner just to kind of do like a little mixy poo right here. I'm going to go back into the brush I used for the deeper shade. I'm just going to take just a touch more and put it in my outer crease. And go back into the previous brush I used, the number 14, where I used the shade Dandy, and just run it over the top of my crease, just doing blending, making sure everything's blended nicely. I'm going to take my rougher number 2, which is my Smudger brush, and I think I'm going to go into Hope and put that all over. Okay. And just on the outer third, I'm going to take the shade Rich, which is the deeper of the blues, teal blues going on in here. And I'm just going to go on the outer third of my. I'm going to take a bigger blending brush and blend it out. That looks good. Now let's go into the inner corner highlight. And like I said earlier, I think I'm going to take this shade Crush just because it looks like it has like pinky purpley undertones to it. I'm going to try to stick that in the inner corner and see if it's light enough. Oh yeah, I think it's bright enough. I like that. Whatever's left, of course, on my brow bone. Ooh, I like it. So far, I'm liking this look. Okay. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you my completed look. Okay, I'm back. I have my mascara on. I put my eyeliner, my waterline, and some lipstick on. I just went with a neutral lip. I don't feel like doing anything too deep or dark or anything on my lips since my eye look is so wild and crazy today. I thought I would go with just more of a neutral lip. But here I'm going to try to get as close as the camera I can so you can see my look up close. I love how everything turned out. It looks so freaking cute. It reminds me so much of the Book of Magic palette. It is the same amazing, oops. So I think this is the same amazing formula as the Book of Magic palette. I had no issues with any patchiness or anything with the purples or the blues when I was using them on my lower lash line. This is the same great formula as the Book of Magic, as the Wilderness palette, which I don't have, but everybody was raving about the formula of the Wilderness palette. And if they were saying that it was the same as the formula from the Book of Magic. So I feel like this, if you missed out on the Book of Magic palette and you're having FOMO, this is definitely one to pick up. It gives you the same type of look that you would get out of the Book of Magic palette, but this is just deeper, sultrier, sexier, if you will, than the Book of Magic, because you would not get this deep, gorgeous look. And there's just something about this, and I don't think it translates well over camera, but there's just something about this that just takes your breath away when you look at it. Something about how deep and sultry it looks. And I love the tones of gold they used in here. It almost reminds me of some of these golds. Remind me of the golds that I've seen in the Natasha Denona gold palette. So, and I've been wanting that palette forever, and it's discontinued, or it's being discontinued. I don't think I'm ever going to get it. But I might end up getting the one from Ultra Ego in place of it, or I might wait and see if maybe she comes out with the midi gold. Maybe that's why she's retiring her larger gold palette. Maybe she's gonna come out with the midi version, that's the smaller version. It's only $65, and maybe I can get that, but I'm gonna wait and see. But for now, I think these golds freaking gorgeous. I don't know, I love it. I feel like the golds would look really good with like purple in your crease and a gold on your eye, or even the blue in the crease and your gold on your, it's gonna look gorgeous. I know a lot of people thought the packaging was ugly, but I don't mind the packaging. I think it looks very nice for the time it's supposed to be in. When is it, the 20s? It doesn't say on here. It just says on the back, take center stage and celebrate lavishly with the Age of Opulence eyeshadow palette, inspired by glamour, decadence, and the new Roaring 20s. Yep, the Roaring 20s is what this is inspired by. It says the 20 shade eyeshadow palette is here to help you create looks that deserve the limelight, with velvety mattes and intense shimmers, all in a pigment-rich formula. These shades have a seamlessly blendable texture and major staying power for indulgent looks more opulent than the last. It does say it's made in PRC. And it does say that some colors contain pigments, which according to the US law may not be suitable for use in the eye area. So I'm going to go ahead and say that these purples, maybe they're pressed pigments. So you might be able to expect some staining. That's the only thing I wish. I wish on the Beauty Bay palettes that they would do kind of like ColourPop and other palettes do, have like an asterisk next to the shades that are a pressed pigment. That way you know which ones it is. Because what if there's somebody out there who's sensitive to pressed pigments and it doesn't tell on the palette, you know, which ones are the pressed pigments or not. But I love this. I definitely think it's a winner for $20. Yes. Hello. I'm gonna think of Beauty Bay is gonna be my new thing where I keep an eye out on it, especially these 20 pan palettes. I'm gonna be keeping my eye out on all the 20 pan palettes now that they release, because I'm I hate to say it, but they're kind of appealing more to me than ColourPop is at the moment. I just think they've been coming out with more unique color stories than ColourPop has, and the formula is just as good as ColourPop's, if not better. If not better, especially the deeper shades. I know, I feel like Beauty Bay's coming for ColourPop, and ColourPop better watch out. They need to start making some more unique color stories to keep up. But anyway, that's all I have for my video today. And I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what else I put on my face today. That way, in case you're curious or wondering, you'll know. So for my primer today, I have been loving my e.l.f. Holy Hydration Hydro Gel cream that I've been using. I usually use this, and it's about half gone now. I do have a backup just in case it's gone, but I thought I need to branch out and use some of my other primers that are older in my collection. So today I used my Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream. It's just in this tub. And I got these when they were like buy one get one free. And this is like a super thick moisturizer. So if you have dry skin, this would be great. If you have dry skin, it's really going to moisturize you. It's a super thick cream that really moisturizes. And I'm still topped it off my Glossier Future Dew. I might be in the future doing a video about a dupe for this, because there's something out there from Milani. I forgot the name of it, but it looks exactly like this. So I'm going to go to Ulta and see if I can find it, and we're going to test it out. One side with Glossier and one side with the other to see how it does on my face. Whenever I can get to Ulta to see if they have it. But I'm very curious about that. My foundation today, I used my Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. This one I have it in the shade number 21, which is light beige. It's supposed to be light beige. It looks a little deep though, so. But I love this. It just gives me a nice even cover. It's not too much coverage, but it does cover me evenly, which I love. My concealer is the same concealer I've been using. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer mixed with the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer, because one is brighter than the other. I'm sure you can tell. And I use the brighter one on my inner corner for just more brightness on my inner corner. I set my face. Today I set my under eyes with my Well People. This is the Super Powder Brightening Powder. It looks like this. If you look at it, it kind of has like a sheen to it, which I like. It sets under my eyes. I haven't noticed any flashback with it, but so far I've been liking it, setting under my eyes with it and like in my T-zone. This shade is Pearl. I set the rest of my face with my Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder. This one I'm just trying to use up because it's been in my collection since 2017, 2018. I don't know, when I first got into makeup, which was like 2017. So I'm just trying to use that one up. My bronzer, I just used my e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sunkissed. I love this bronzer. This is such a good bronzer. If you have deeper skin tone or lighter skin tone like me, they do have deeper ones, I think. But I have mine in Forever Sunkissed. It just blends out seamlessly and it stays all day on your skin. My blush today, I pulled out an oldie that I haven't used in a while, but a goodie. This is my Beauty Bakery Cotton Candy Champagne palette. So it's a glowy blush palette, but I used it mainly for this deeper shade right here because I wanted to have a deeper shade that would go with the deeper look that I was doing today, and it worked out really good. And then as you can see, they are like glowy blushes, but they're not too glowy. I don't think they leave too much of a glow on my skin. So I love this palette. I still love this palette. I'll probably never declutter it. This is one of my favorite blush palettes, and I learned about this from Emily Noel here on YouTube. My highlight today is one that I purchased in TJ Maxx. It is a Becca highlight. This is in Vanilla Quartz. Looks like this. That's the highlight I've used today. Vanilla Quartz. It's just the perfect highlight for fair, light skin tones. And the last thing is my lips. And I used my ColourPop and Hocus Pocus Coven Crew collection. This is in the shade Calming Circle, which is just like a nude, like a peachy nude. I didn't tell you what I put in my waterline. My waterline today is my NYX Faux Whites. I love these things. This is in White Smoke. So it's the Faux Whites and White Smoke that I use. I love the Faux Whites. They're just very brightening under your eyes. They have ones that are like purple, blue, yellow, different colors, but they're brighter. So they really brighten up your eyes when you use them, in my opinion. Okay, that's it. I think I told you everything. I did spray my face with my e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. I've been using this just to try and rehydrate my skin after putting powders and everything on. I've been trying to get back into my mist, mainly because I want to use them up, because I forget to use a setting spray. Anybody else out there forget to use setting spray? I forget most of the time to use this. So I have to really like sit it right in the front so I remember to use it. But anyway, that's my video today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up down below. It really helps me out. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel. And next to the subscribe button is the bell. You can ring that. That way you'll be notified of all my future uploads. And I hope you guys have a great day, night, weekend, whenever it is you're watching this. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.